To understand the beginning of the Vietnam War, we must go back to the post-World War II era. Vietnam was a French colony at the time. After the war, Ho Chi Minh led the independence movement, and Vietnam was divided, North Vietnam under a communist government, and South Vietnam supported by the United States. This division laid the foundation for a bloody war to come. This was not just a Vietnamese conflict. It was a major chapter in the Cold War. The U.S. feared the domino theory. If one country fell to communism, neighboring nations would follow. So America entered the war to defend South Vietnam. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union and China supported North Vietnam, turning the war into a clash of global powers. In 1965, America officially sent troops to Vietnam. Within a few years, over 500,000 U.S. soldiers were deployed. They brought modern tanks, fighter jets, helicopters, and heavy weapons. But technology alone couldn't guarantee victory, as the enemy fought with entirely different strategies. North Vietnam and the Viet Cong were cunning and highly intelligent. They built tunnels in the jungle, launched surprise attacks, and disappeared in the blink of an eye. By day, they appeared as ordinary farmers, and by night, they took up arms. This invisible warfare made it almost impossible for American soldiers to locate the enemy. The dense jungles of Vietnam were a nightmare for U.S. troops. Mosquitoes, venomous snakes, rain, and mud created constant challenges. America used chemical weapons like Agent Orange to destroy the jungle, but it had horrific effects on civilians. Thousands of children were born with severe disabilities due to its impact. America relied heavily on helicopters in the war. They were used to deploy troops, evacuate the wounded, and deliver supplies. Yet soldiers hidden in the jungle would strike helicopters with rocket launchers. Even the skies were not safe from enemy attacks. In January 1968, North Vietnam launched the massive Tet Offensive, attacking hundreds of cities and military bases simultaneously. Militarily, the U.S. regained control, but the offensive proved that victory would not come easily. This event intensified anti-war sentiment among Americans. The American public saw daily images on television of coffins and devastated villages. Protests erupted on university campuses, and thousands of people took to the streets. Anti-war songs, slogans, and posters spread widely. Citizens demanded that the government end the war immediately. President Lyndon Johnson faced immense criticism. Later, Richard Nixon came to power, promising peace with honor. The process of Vietnamization began, gradually withdrawing American troops and transferring responsibility to South Vietnamese forces. However, South Vietnamese troops were not strong enough to handle the conflict alone. In 1973, the Paris Peace Agreement was signed. On paper, the war ended, but clashes continued. North Vietnam did not stop, gradually advancing southward. Meanwhile, America fully withdrew its troops, leaving South Vietnam nearly defenseless. In 1975, North Vietnamese forces entered Saigon, the southern capital. Chaos erupted at the U.S. Embassy as people tried to flee by helicopter. This moment is remembered as one of America's most humiliating episodes. The war officially ended and Vietnam was unified. Approximately 3 million Vietnamese people, including countless civilians, died during the war. Over 58,000 U.S. soldiers were killed. Millions more were injured or disabled. Not just people, the environment was devastated, with rice fields, jungles, and rivers left in ruins. After returning home, thousands of American soldiers suffered from mental trauma. Many experienced post-traumatic stress disorder and struggled to reintegrate into society. In Vietnam, unexploded bombs and landmines continued to claim lives for years. The scars of the war lasted long after it ended. The Vietnam War taught America that victory cannot be achieved by modern weapons alone. Without public support, no war can last. History demonstrated that even a superpower can be defeated if the opponent's willpower is strong and unwavering. Today, the Vietnam War remains a powerful lesson. It shows that war is not just about soldiers and weapons. It is a test of human resilience, patriotism, and survival. The people of Vietnam defended their independence through unimaginable sacrifice, while America learned the hard truth that not every war can be won.